Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a Lego set tonight and to talk with all of you about, I don't know, anime, video games, the world. I stuttered, I'd say the world. Maybe we won't talk about the world. Um, anyway, I'm going to click on some emotes over here. I'm going to put the Bear Cave and the Lego and the Scythe emote in the chat. And thank you. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw those emotes right back at me. Shout out to Harold for hosting the stream. As always, my friend, thank you very much for your continued support, long-term support. One of the OGs. Leo's here. What's up, Leo? Welcome, welcome. Folks may have noticed, depending if you're using the desktop or maybe your browser or you're using the app. Lashbrick is here. Mr. Bob is here. Hell yeah. Dude Wants His Rug is here. Hell yeah. They updated. They did a little bit of a refresh, a little paint job here at the old Twitch. The dashboard looks a little different. The regular old web version looks a little different. I hear the app looks a little different. I haven't checked the app out because I don't watch streams on the app that often. But yeah, I guess they spruced it up a little bit. And I'll just have to get used to that, right? Well, I'll just have to get used to it. I don't have anything really important to say. Getting bits seems like it's placed in a spot that's easier to see. That's nice in the upper right-hand corner. That's cool. I don't know. I'm caught up on Demon Slayer, and now I'm sad, says Leo. There's only one Demon Slayer left, right? Right? This week is the last one? Now I have to look it up. I'm pretty sure. Look, it is done incredibly well here. I cannot tell you how it's done in Japan. I can tell you that it's done so well here that it's going to be dubbed in on Adult Swim. And that's a very good sign that it's doing very, very well. So yeah, it looks like episode 26, the new mission, is coming out this week. Yeah. Demon Slayer is very good, Leo. I'm glad you got caught up. We'll talk about anime later. Don't worry about it. And I got a thing. Two quick announcements. One quick announcement. My stream on Saturday. I will mention this later in the stream as well. Hello, Christian. Welcome. My stream on Saturday will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, not 9 p.m. Eastern. I apologize for the short notice, and two, for not being on my normal streaming schedule at all. And the week after next week's gonna be bad too. But I got offered to cover a shift. The theater that I've been working at, the only steady gig I have right now, is going dark from this Sunday until the 15th of October. So I'm going to lose out on some work, and the offer to cover a shift on Saturday is too good. So I'm going to stream from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday instead of my normal 9 p.m. Eastern. So 3 hours early. It's a Saturday. I hope it's okay for people. And again, I do apologize for that. Leo says, I got so excited by a moment that I managed to spoil the moment for my friend who recommended the show to me. Oh no, Leo, yeah. I try to be okay with that. Now, I do talk about stuff that happens in an episode, and generally I try not to reveal, but folks that know that I watch shows as they air know that sometimes they might come. So a thing like GRANBELM, I didn't watch week to week, right? So I'm not going to tell you the big motherfucking reveal of that show, the twist of that show that resonates with the whole thing and is the point of that show. Because I didn't watch it week to week, I'm not going to tell you what that is. It's big, but I'm not going to tell you. But like, I'll tell you about like what happened in Fairy Tail, because also none of y'all are going to get caught up on Fairy Tail. I don't have to worry about that. If I tell you a thing that happens in Fairy Tail, you're going to be like, yeah, okay, sure. Didn't I already know that? And I'll be like, yeah. Recyclables here. Christian says, digging the new Twitch look. Yeah, I don't mind it. It it seems fairly easy to read. I think the iconography looks sharp. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. Uh, I think some of the buttons to move, like to get rid of chat or get rid of the featured, are nice. Hiding chat is very important when you're going to a streamer and you don't know what their chat is like. So that's nice. We're in the pre-show, as you know. We're gonna get building. We've got a Lego set. We're starting with the full car here because it's 3-in-1. So we'll build a car, break it down. Build a boat, break it down. Build a smaller car. Now, obviously, there are differences. The wheels on this car are different from the other car. There's a roof on the other car. There's a bunch of other differences that I'm sure most people know. I know the boat is very different. I know that. But I don't know a lot of differences between car stuff. I can drive a car, not legally. My license expired and I never renewed it. But I can drive it. Oh, Recyclable just cheered 40. Thank you so much, Recyclable. Yeah, September is over. Even though September continues, September is over. So you got to spend real money. If you're use your Twitch Prime coin because you linked your Amazon Prime with your Twitch Prime to get Twitch Prime, you know that's still, you can just use that and you have to manually renew. But yeah, if you are here because you started following me yesterday, yesterday was weird, y'all. Yesterday was weird. I made a decision. Many of you know that the category feature is helpful for growth, right? Right now I'm in makers and crafting. And there are people that look. Christian, yesterday I started by playing the advertisement that KFC paid to be made. The I love you, Colonel Sanders, a finger licking good dating sim or something like that. It was bad and disrespectful to the genre, but whatever. Then we also tried to play. Yeah, Christian, I think it's good to experience. The archive is up on YouTube. I think it's well made. It's just a bummer. And you'd be better off playing other dating sims. Yeah. It's a very good advertisement for chicken. I just don't think it's a good dating sim. Hey, what's up, Dirty? So I played that, and it was fine. Then we tried to play Jackbox games. And what happened was, during our first game of Fibbage, a couple people came into chat because I had switched my category to the Jackbox game we were playing. Now, obviously, there are folks out there that search categories for things they want to do, right? So in this case, let's go to the overhead. Let's start building while I talk. What am I doing this part? Okay, let's get into it because it's building and pretty straightforward here, right? Working on a car. So, folks, look, because it's fun to play Jackbox games with strangers, especially if you don't have a crew, you don't play with people. You folks look for that, right? I get that. That's totally okay, in my opinion. But what happened was somebody came into chat who doesn't normally watch the streams, and they did a real big ANSI drawing of a person, line art, copy paste it, right? Which is rude and against terms of service. But also, then they were like, "Do you like my art?" And I was like, "No." Also, you're banned. Because I don't have time for that, and I don't care. And also, as many of you know, I've been blessed by y'all, like legitimately blessed by y'all, that my chat is very nice and cool, and there are builders in here who know more about model kit building than me, and more about Lego than me, and do their own streams. And there are streamers that hang out here who have bigger audiences than me. Yeah, Silver Streak. I'm talking about last night's nonsense. Ultron's here. Hello, Twitch looks different than I'm here. Yes, Ultron. Yeah, since yesterday there was an upgrade apparently, or a redesign, not necessarily an upgrade, depending on your opinion. Um, but yeah, I've been lucky that I have a very polite, cool chat. A chat that is interested in other people and what they're into. That when I raid, or which we rarely do here, but we do on occasion, uh, is incredibly pleasant. And the only reason I raid is because y'all are so nice. I would never do if this chat wasn't cool. I wouldn't bring you over to like Kate Stark or Will Smith or anybody that I know that streams. We wouldn't go and raid Xandra. I would never do that if you weren't cool, and I didn't think that you would also like the people that I'm, rating or hosting. Um, so like, I've gotten spoiled by how good y'all are. So to have somebody come in and just doing their own thing. Now, maybe they don't even think what they're doing is malicious. I have a feeling they do know what that they're doing is annoying. But what ended up happening was, for the record, I agree with banning those dudes. Thank you, dude wants his rug. And then a friend, because of course this person wasn't alone, there was somebody else there, was tried to stick up for their friend, and I understand. And maybe, totally reasonable to think about. Yeah, I agree, Christian. I could have given this friend the benefit of doubt. I could have unbanned the other person and just said, hey, just so you know, I'm not interested in copy pastas or pastas. I'm not interested in that. That's not what this chat is about. If you want to play some Jackbox games, that's what we're doing. And this is a pretty small but cool community. So welcome to it. I didn't do that. I don't have time for that. I just banned them. The very next game we played on Twitch that we loaded up, they joined Jackbox games, because of course they did. And then I just didn't want to do that. So we played Bracketeering, Guespionage, which is the Jackbox game where one of the only Jackbox games where you don't write anything. You just pick values. So even if they did play, it would be fine. And then I kind of got disappointed in the whole process. So all I'm saying is I'm one. Leo. Leo brings up the point. Guespionage was the only one I had never played and was neat. Silver Streak. I do like that game, and I do feel bad for Fortnite Master. I believe that is the name of the person that came in because they wanted to play some other games, but I wasn't willing to take the risk that it would get trolled. Because we have had that once in the past. Harold says, I'm sorry I didn't make it last night. I went out with dinner with folks and then I streamed. Harold, no need to apologize. It's totally okay. And Leo says the level of chattiness, although all those guys were immediately after ending the chat, was highly suspicious. I don't disagree with you. So, because I found in general that that people searching for Lego or Gunpla, people looking in the makers crafting category for streams, those folks are at the very least interested in what we're doing, right? On occasion, we do get somebody that comes in that goes, why are you building that kit? It came out in 2015. And they're like, why don't you build this kit? And they reference a kit that came out like a month ago. And like, they don't understand who we are and what we're about. And that's fine. Or like, why are you building a high grade or whatever? Like, they don't understand that. They think that I'm a streamer that buys all the latest kits and builds them immediately and all that. And it's fine that they don't know what I'm about. That's the only thing we run into. But when we stream games, we do get some people. Why is anyone complaining about the release date of the kit? Well, Mr. Bob, they're complaining that I'm not building a brand new kit, that I'm building a kit that came out a few years ago that they built in 2015 or watched someone build. I guess I never thought there'd be Lego elitists. Yeah, I mean, there are some people that don't like 3-in-1s, that only like the Lego Creators Club kits, that only build giant kits or only do freeform. And we've been lucky that they haven't shown up to be annoyed by us. But for the most part, folks that come in here from that are builders or interested in building, they're elitists for everything. And totally true. Hello, friends, says Crazy Like Fox. Hi, Crazy Like Fox. Welcome. So most of it is just that, like, in general, if you say that you're playing a video game and people search for that game, you run the risk of them being some jerks. And what I'm going to do is, in the future, when I play Jackbox games, I'm not going to include the in the category or in the title that I'm playing Jackbox games. Because, particularly with those games, I'm playing it once a month. I'm playing it once a month to play with you. That is why I'm here. I'm here why I play those games is to play those games with chat. So I'm happy to play with strangers, and new friends are always great. And we got a raid from Give Up the Geist is raiding. Hello, welcome, Give Up the Geist. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're building Lego. We're talking about a thing that happened last night that's I'm okay with. Welcome. Yeah, we're building Lego sets and talking about what's up here from the model building world. Hello. I'm sure if Pat put his category bandana head wrap, someone would come in complaining that he wasn't wearing silk of the right color. Yeah, Leo, I mean, there's always going to be somebody unhappy with what you're doing. And, you know, I get it. But yes, hello. Give the guys welcome. Yeah, we're doing a Lego 3-in-1 here, which is the creator kit. The Sunset Track Racer that I have just been calling the Track Racer. The box got damaged in the fucking mail. I'll say that. But yeah, it's a 3-in-1 kit, which I'll say this, peek behind the curtain, folks. I really like 3-in-1 kits. One, because sometimes they're very interesting, but two, because you got to break them down and then build them up again. So for streams, they are real nice. And also, as far as I can tell, never have the licensing tax, because they're never based on some property. They are just wholly created, which is cool. And sometimes you get something weird, like it's a surfer van, but it becomes the lifeguard tower. Like, that's just a weird thing that was in that, which I really liked. This one is a car and a boat and then a different car. Sometimes the third thing isn't as strong as the others. I'll say that. Anyway, we got a bunch of people here in chat tonight and watching on the stream. Someone renewed their subscription. If you want to shout out, give yourself a shout out, hit that notification button so that we all know that you renewed. That's great. You can always, yeah, if you have to manually renew, if you use the Twitch Prime coin, or but yeah, renewing is great because Monday is our subscriber giveaway. Once a month, the last build stream of the month, I give away a model kit to a subscriber, a current subscriber. And it's something that I've built in the past. It might be a Lego set or a model kit. So Ultron asks, should I buy Persona 5 on PS4 for $12? I think $12 is a great price for Persona 5. I didn't love Persona 5. I wish I did love it. I didn't love it. But I think for that price, it's totally worth picking up. All right, I'm having some issues seeing. This dark blue is not great for me to see what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm sure other people aren't having any problems, but I'm having some trouble seeing exactly where this blue should be. But it should be okay. And if it goes wrong, it's Lego. Yeah, Ultron. I would say it is definitely worth $12. You will find something. If it's a cat or one of the friends, you'll find a character you want to latch on to. It just never really stuck with me. Blow your mind time. Lego posts digital copies of the build manuals, and sometimes there's a fourth model. Yes, I know that. They give you a QR code that they want you to check out. Yes, Jackbox Party Pack. They've been teasing it. That's coming out in October. Yeah, I didn't watch their live stream from PAX West, but at PAX West they played at least one of the new games. But I'm definitely interested to see what those all end up. I think they're doing a new Murder Party, I think, which is a game I like playing with friends in a room, but not streaming. Some people like Murder Party as a streaming game. I just think it's better in the same room. In the same way that the game Split the Room, I think is more fun with people because you could like, what? Who the fuck? And like really interact with folks. And then the presentation game doesn't work on stream unless you're doing like Discord, so everyone can see each other and hear each other. TKO works so great in any capacity. TKO is one of the best games. It's a lot of setup, but I think the payoff is really strong. And you're right, Christian. Persona 5 is not Persona 4. But then again, the only thing that's also Persona 4 is Persona 4 Golden. So there are only 2 games as Persona 4. Golden was good. I never watched the Persona 5 anime. But I don't know anyone who did. It's weird. P5 is great. Don't use a guide or you'll get stressed out. Yeah. I do have Golden on Vita. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Persona 4, and I think Golden fixes a lot of problems. What I should do is create a save state in my emulator for Persona 4, because that's how I play it. You generally emulate it these days. Some people, plenty of people have a PS2. I don't have a PS2. So how I played the last time I played Persona 4, or the last couple times, was emulated. And I should really just figure out a way to make that so I don't have to watch the go through the beginning and like skip ahead. I somehow did all the social links max my first run through P5, but also a ton of money to spend at the fortune teller. Okay, hell yeah. I have been thinking about doing a Persona 4 playthrough as either a Let's Play or a live stream thing, because it's been a while since I played Persona 4. But I don't know. That's a perhaps, not like a definite thing. A definite thing that I will mention for all y'all is that I am going to put a YouTube series that I do called Closer Look on hiatus. Closer Look, I wanted to do more YouTube content about the building that I do, but I've kind of run out of stuff that I wanted to talk about. My next one that I was going to do for Monday, I was like, what am I going to do this on? And I was like, oh, I guess I can look at the boats and stickers, but I wasn't really thrilled with anything that I was thinking about doing as behind the scenes for the streams or like bonus content. So I've had an idea floating around in my head for a while about a YouTube series that I could do. And so that's going to debut on Sunday for $5 and $10 patrons because they get videos early. But yeah, I have something worked out that's going to debut on Monday. So keep an eye on my Twitter feed on Monday, or subscribe to youtube.com/PatBaer. So that way you turn the bell notification on. So that way you know when my videos go live. Also, I would recommend my YouTube channel if you ever miss a stream, because the VODs I think are fine, but the YouTube archive starts right when the stream starts, so you don't get any of the couple of minutes of pre-show music or pre music. And then also, I think the local quality is better. So I would recommend that. If you ever miss a stream, check out my YouTube to find out what's going on there. All right. Gotta do this thing. Okay. And it goes there. So yeah, I'm working on a new little series. I'm excited about that. It should be pretty fun. I mentioned this before. my streaming schedule is going to be a little up in the air. I'm going to put a post out. I'll update, and then when I'm not streaming, the backdrop at twitch.tv/PatBear will be updated tomorrow. I'm going to put a post out about that. But basically, Saturday I'm streaming early. Next Monday, normal stream. Next Wednesday, I'm streaming. And then next Sunday, not this coming Sunday, but the following one, Sunday the October 6th, I'll be streaming. Because I'll be working at New York Comic Con. And even though, let's see, even though, like, my Saturday night right now, like, or my Friday night is only till 7, so I could theoretically, but the next day I have to be up very early, so, and then I'm working, like, almost 12 hours, I'm working 12 hours that Saturday, so, it's a lot. So I'm basically going to stream before I work and after. But what I do want to say is we can talk about what I'm going to be at. So I don't know exactly what I'm doing during the convention. I know that I'm at the Hammerstein Ballroom because the Hammerstein Ballroom is a panel venue. Basically, New York Comic Con has too many panels for the space at the Javits Center, which is kind of mind-boggling because Javits Center is pretty big. So they're using some other theaters, including the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is a fantastic venue. The Manhattan Center, Hammerstein Ballroom. There's been a lot of wrestling there. There's been a lot of shows. But I figured I would tell you a couple of the shows that I will be at and around. Not necessarily working during. I don't know what my schedule is going to be. The one I'm excited about for Thursday is, well, there's two. The Rooster Teeth one should be kind of fun because that's the highest chance of someone I know, like, being in the line to come in. I don't particularly like Ruby, but they are presenting Ruby Volume 7 on Thursday. And the cast and crew will be there. And I don't know who that's going to be, but that's kind of fun. The big thing on Thursday is that M. Night Shyamalan is going to be there, and also Rupert Grint and a few other people, because there's M. Night Shyamalan has a thing called Servant, which is going to be on Apple TV, I guess. I don't know anything about Servant, but it's a series, and I know that M. Night Shyamalan's going to be the same building I'm in, and that's weird. That's a weird thing. Yes, Ruby's already in Volume 7, Christian. Yeah, as I said, I don't really watch it, but recyclable, what a twist. Indeed. I'm just going to be, like I said, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm working at there in the venue. And I'm not sure exactly. I think I find out on this Friday, what I'm going to be doing there. As I said, whatever they want, I'm hoping it's not line control because standing outside sucks. And you can lose your voice. And then people are mad at you because you're telling them they can't come in to see, let's see, SpongeBob Appreciation Day. SpongeBob Appreciation Day is the first panel. A friend of mine is very good friends with Tom Kenny, so I told her. And also, the guy that does Plankton is going to be there. That's fun. And of course, Patrick. The voice actors you want there are going to be there for SpongeBob Appreciation Day. It's just one panel. I don't know why they're calling it Don't Fuck with the SpongeBob Fandom. The people are crazy. I would never mess with them. Also, let's see. There's a Robot Chicken panel, which is like, okay. Let's see if anybody. That's fine. Hey, here's the thing you would expect. If I told you that everyone listed as a guest at the Robot Chicken panel is a white dude, would you be surprised? Oh wait, no. There is one. Oh no, sorry. There's a white lady too. Mostly white dudes at the Robot Chicken panel. Not surprised. Uh, Breckenmeyer will be there. That's fun. I'm an old man, so that's fun. But Gendy's gonna be there, y'all. Adult Swim, the 5:30 panel on Friday. Primal, which looks fucking rad as hell. Uh, Primal is Gendy Tartakovsky's, Samurai Jack and Dexter's Lab, new series, and Gendy's going to be there, and Gendy is listed as the only guest, and I assume there will be some like a moderator, but I also love the idea that it was just like, uh, Gendy's panel is just Gendy. He's just going to be up there hanging out. Yes, Harold is letting me know that my friend Tim Dunn is hosting HQ Words tonight. Yes, Gendy is great. Yes, I'm doing my best to my knowledge. Now, if I'm wrong in that pronunciation, I do apologize, but I think I pronounced it right, based on video interviews and such. But yeah, I'm excited about that one. Is the panel? I closed it. No, that's the one I'm most excited about of any panel at the Hammerstein that I'm at. That one is the one I was like, holy shit, that rules. And then what's the Great Debate? The Great Debate is, oh, that's a comedy show. Okay. I don't know who does it though. All right, that's a, oh, it's Sci-Fi Wire. That could be one of my friends. Does a lot of on-air stuff for Sci-Fi, so she could be in that. That would be cool. Here's the weird, folks. Some of these are like odd, and oh yeah, no, his Clone Wars is the fucking best stuff. That silent fight because they didn't have or they couldn't afford Samuel L. Jackson as a voice actor is pretty incredible. Uh, so here's the weirdest panel. On Saturday, the first panel of the day is Angel, the 20th anniversary panel. That doesn't sound weird. It's a 20th anniversary. And hey, some names you would expect are going to be there. James Marsters is going to be there, right? Of course. J. August Richards. He didn't come in the beginning, but he came in later, and he did some cool stuff. Charisma Carpenter, of course. Angel is not coming. He is not listed. Also, the moderator is one of the last Slayers from the last season of the TV show. Like when they had like a bunch of Slayer candidates, she's moderating, which I think is pretty funny. And the other Watcher guy is there, but legitimately, the Bones Man is not there. David Boreanaz is not listed, and that is, why are they doing it? Recyclable, I don't know. I have no idea what he's doing instead of being there, but it to me is hilarious. I can't believe they're doing an Angel 20th anniversary panel without Angel. That is unbelievable. Christian, I agree with you. At the very least, I think that last season should have gotten made. The one that was instead just a comic book, which is good. But yeah, that's the funniest goddamn thing, in my opinion, is that is not a panel. Or that panel is missing that. Apparently there's is there a Snowpiercer 2 or TV? It's a TV show. Apparently, there's a TV show based on Snowpiercer, and I didn't know that. And I don't know what that has to do with Comic Con, but whatever. Uh, and then Saturday ends with a Winona Earp panel, which I don't particularly care about, but I know a bunch of people care very much about, and I'm happy that they care about that. Because I don't know anything about that show. But I know some people really love it. But yeah. Uh, the Who. Winona Earp is a sci-fi show. Um, and people are real into it. It's apparently uh, you know, it's a gender swap version uh of Wyatt Earp, and people are sexy, and there's some bisexuals, and people like it. I, as I said, have not seen it. Cannot comment on it, except to say that I know people who are real into that show, and I'm happy for them. Snowpiercer was a comic first, says Lashbrook. Lashbrook, thank you very much for that context. That is context I didn't know. Um, David probably busy with his Navy SEAL show, which is unsurprisingly on CBS. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That reminds me that Snowpiercer being a comic first. There were ads for Stumptown, which is a TV show based on a comic book, a graphic novel series. But some people were like making fun of the name, and they're like, "Why is this at San Diego Comic Con?" And a friend of mine who was making a very snarky thing did not enjoy my response because it's based on a graphic novel that's very good, and a link to getting that graphic novel from Oni store. My friend was not pleased with me telling him why. He was much more interested in just being snarky, which I understand. And hey, I'm not. I'm guilty of it too. You're like, why isn't this a thing? Here's a great reason why. And you're like, oh, okay. Stumptown is great. It totally is. I know that the first episode is on Hulu, and I have not watched it. But I should check it out. Especially because I don't know. This is the problem. I don't know. Upcoming anime starts next week, right? I don't know what's coming out on Hulu next week. I don't know if I need to have Hulu next week until I see what shows are coming out. That's very annoying. But I also need to wait like 2 weeks, really, because sometimes stuff doesn't come out the first week. It comes out the next week. Like a few things aren't coming out don't start next week. They start the following week. I forget exactly which ones, but My Hero Academia doesn't start till the 12th. So, and I don't know about some of the other shows, but like, I'm gonna have to have Hulu for like 2 more weeks, I think, to then find out if I'm keeping it for shows or if I can let it go. And I'm not a big fan of that. I wish I knew. Not Grindstyle just subscribed. That's a 3 months, currently on a 2-month streak. Thank you so much, Not Grindstyle. Let's throw in the Bear Cave emote and the Lego emote and the Scythe emote if you're tier 2. And thank Not Grindstyle for renewing their subscription. I appreciate it very much, my friend. I can't wait for My Hero Academia. Hell yeah. There's a bunch of good stuff returning that I'm into. And there's some new stuff coming in that I'm into as well. The one that I'm most interested in finding out when it... Ooh, did I miss a piece? I might have missed something. Yes, I did. I did miss something a while ago, looks like. Yeah. These go here. I missed these. See? Told you that blue is rough on my eyes. Um, uh, there's a show about a group of girls that form an after-school club to play tabletop games. And the tabletop games they're going to play in there aren't like fake versions. They're apparently licensed real versions of games. Like they play Settlers like in the first episode, or the first episode is them learning about the game. And I'm really interested in whatever the fuck a slice of life about nice high school girls playing tabletop and board games is. And that has not been announced anywhere, and I don't know who picked it up. But I really want to watch that. And if it's on a service I don't have, I'm probably going to get that service. So, Lord asks, is it like laid back camp but tabletop? I think it is. I don't know for sure. Because I haven't watched it, right? But the description makes me seem like it's a bunch of people becoming obsessed with a thing they didn't know about and the joy of learning. But it's also about tabletop because tabletop has apparently exploded in Japan in the last few years. Especially like European style games. So I'm really interested in whatever that is because I love the premise a lot. The show is called I lost the name of it. Hold on. I have the name somewhere. I have a big list of the 14 shows I'll be watching in October. Not that I'll be watching all of them at once, and some of them I'll definitely drop. Hokago Sakuro Club. Sakuro Club. Girls playing board games. The anime. I am interested in whatever that ends up being. Hopefully it's cool. An anime that'll be German board games, yeah. I watched the first 10 episodes of Dr. Stone. That show is both really good and kind of meh at the same time. I totally agree with you. Not grind style. That show has weird pacing, right? Like it ramps up the tension and totally drops the tension out very fast. I think all the science stuff and when it changes and kind of gives chibi versions of characters in order to explain things, I think is really interesting. But the thing that I've come back to a few times with Dr. Stone is that I wish it wasn't a shonen show. I wish it was a slice of life or an adventure series that wasn't shonen. And I get it, but like I kind of just want the three main characters to just go on wacky adventures and like rediscover the world as they like try to figure science instead of this like. And look, melonhead young girl who tries really hard, old man who's great at crafts. I love those characters. Those characters came in, and I was like, okay. And I like Chrome, just like, and yeah, there's a bunch of those like the supporting characters that I think are like pretty fun and kind of interesting. Yeah, Suika is great. Like I'm into this. I'm into some of the characters in ways I didn't think I would be. But at the end of the day, I still would prefer, I think, a more slice of life thing. A little more Are You Lost than what we got with Dr. Stone. But I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff coming out. Radiant comes back. Radiant I slept on. Radiant was a show that I binged during a lull in new shows and caught up on and really enjoyed. And I'm excited for season 2. I think it was too many episodes. Which is a weird thing to say, but I do think that order for the first season of that was too long, and they like didn't know what to do at the end of it, which happens when you do a double order sometimes. But overall, I'm excited for more Radiant. I'm of course excited for. the second half of Dr. Stone, Fire Force, although Fire Force is on hiatus right now for a couple weeks, which sucks, but it happens. It's only really a bummer because there's no Fire Force this week, and there aren't a lot of shows to watch for my next stream on Saturday. So I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, Christian, I'm not a huge Psycho-Pass fan, but I understand that you are excited for it, and I appreciate that, and I'm happy for you. It's just not really my jam. Harold just cheered 10 bits and said, good night, everyone. Good night to you, Harold. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you for the support, as always, my friend. And bits are always appreciated. Yeah, I'm just not super into Psycho-Pass, but I'm glad it's back because I know you like it. Of course, here's the surprising one. We Never Learn Season 2. You may remember me talking about We Never Learn and how I was pleasantly surprised about how fun it was. That show is very fun. It is a romantic comedy show, but the characters are really strong and really fun. And the first season was out in like April or March or April. To have a second season for that is really surprising that they're just back to it. Ooh. Lastbrick says Shonen Jump put up all 14 chapters of Spy X Family. That's cool. I've heard good things. The Isekai Wrestler Show. Christian, I'm so curious about that show. We've talked about it. First of all, we don't know where it's going to be. I think it's going to be a Hulu show because Crunchyroll has 3 Isekai because they have Make My Abilities Average, High School Prodigies, and Ascendance of a Bookworm. So I bet Hulu gets This Hero is Invincible and Hatage. I bet they get those two. Oh, Six Crazy Frights. Yeah, I haven't checked that out because I don't like horror games. Even if people are having a fun time playing them, I don't watch horror games because I don't like horror games. Just don't. I just don't. What was I saying? Where did those two go? Oh, they go there. Okay. So yeah, so I think that the Isekai, the wrestler show, is going to end up on Hulu. I am excited for that. But yeah, We Never Learn. It's so surprising that we have a second season of that so fast. I didn't realize it was so popular. But that also explains why they introduced a brand new character at like episode 10 or 9. They introduced the college girl who looks young and is the one that openly flirts with him because she is just kidding. Although maybe she isn't. But she is at the very least like aware that it is funny to flirt with him. I just hope the teacher is less involved in the second season. I know she will be because it's fucking romantic comedy anime, so of course they're going to have the teacher character that shouldn't be involved with her student at all. Damn it. No lines are crossed, but it's still bad and not good. It's the worst part of that show. It prevents me from just immediately saying, hey, you should check the show out. Let's see. What else? We're just talking anime now. Whatever. We're talking about the shows that are coming out. Black Clover continues. I hope that Black Clover goes on a hiatus because I have not read the manga, but I have been told that they are getting caught up to the manga. And that is not good. They should not get caught up to the manga. That's bad. Alright, so this goes like this. And this goes like this. They already did a recap episode. Yeah. So recyclable. There are some filler episodes in Black Clover. There's an episode. This we'll talk about this past episode, which I still liked a lot, but is basically a recap as a way to stretch things. Um, they did a whole episode that is just all of the extra bonus stuff, which is called Petite Clover. It's the after credits like extra bonus like joke gag manga. Um, they did a whole arc on. They did not arc. Arc is not the right word. They already did like a whole thing on that, which was fine, but like this is not a right piece. Um, but I'm happy. I'm fine with them doing that because, like I said, I think they're catching up. And I'd rather have a hiatus um, than a bunch of filler. But yeah, they did a recap not too long ago, and it was fine. And then they also did the Petite Clover thing, which they explained in a way that it was one of the characters ate a mushroom and was hallucinating, which I think if you're gonna do a recap episode or do a here's all the Petite Clovers, like if you're gonna try to explain it away, that's a fun way to explain it. I put a piece on here that I didn't need to put on, and now I am dealing with that happening. This piece here should not be on. I'm going to try to take that off to make it easier to pull off. But basically, I've got a little bendy piece here, not bendy piece, a curved piece that should not be on. And there we go, got it off. Great, I did it. But yeah, there's some shows that are coming back that I'm excited about. Shows that are continuing that I'm excited about. Food Wars, I talked about being excited about that already. But like, here's the thing. I was really down on the first half of season 3 or third plate of Food Wars because I really didn't care about the competition and I didn't care about a lot of the new characters they got introduced and I didn't think the plot was going anywhere. But obviously the second half was really engaging and good. And my hope is that the first half of, because it's going to be the first half of the fourth season or the fourth plate, my hope is that it just starts off really strong. Also, as the show has progressed, there are less and less moments of foodgasms, which is the only polite way to talk about the very clearly is very clear the person that created this did ecchi and hentai before Food Wars because it's just a dirty show. It's a dirty show. The horny part. Yes, there's a lot of horny parts to that show, but it's less than that when they are the drama is high. And I will say, I don't know if I would show it to just anybody without any context, but the bear meat episode with the young twins I was very nervous about, and that was fine. It was fine. But I was pretty nervous about that segment. Like I said, getting the robot listed Food Wars is one of those shows that you shouldn't watch in public. You wouldn't watch in public, and I totally agree. That is an anime that I don't want someone looking over my shoulder as I'm watching. That might be a headphones anime as well, because it's just so. Oof. That show continues to be shockingly compelling. Leo, it's just the food looks so good, and the characters. Megumi is one of my favorite support characters that isn't gonna get what she wants, but is gonna be okay supporting people. The fights are great. I mean, that fight where their food becomes stands, and like she's like fighting the dude that gets. Well, so many of them. So many of them like that. But yeah, Megumi is such a great character, and she's so fun. I have a soft spot for the meat-loving character, because she's great. There, as I said, first half of season 3, I did get bummed out by some of the food truck wars, basically. food cart battles. But we did have that creepy girl that loves stinky foods and Soma had a scene together, finally, about stinky foods. And I was like, hell yeah. Christian says, I watched the Mob OVA. It's great. I haven't checked that out. That's awesome. Mob Psycho OVA. I'm glad it's great, Christian. I have not checked that out. That is on my list to watch tomorrow or Saturday so I can talk about it on Saturday stream because I only have like a couple shows to talk about on Saturday. I only have 3, so I'm going to try to catch that for that. I'm going to write that down to remind myself to try to watch it. I've heard very good things. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm going to have some water. Oh, some water. Have you had a beverage lately? It's great. Pat Baer recommends beverages. Particularly, in this case, water. It's good. Let's see. We will take a pause for the cause in a few moments, and then we will talk about the anime of the week. Of course, we've been talking about anime. This has been a box cover quote. Water. It's good. I don't know. What do you want from me? You know. All right, we're doing some detailing here on our car. I think that's the only good way to say what we're doing. Is we're just doing some detail work. You're just figuring it out. Putting some parts in places. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. If you're new to the stream, pause for the cause is just a couple minutes where I talk about stuff that ways you can support the stream if you'd like to. And then I also will promote a video that I put out yesterday because I do a series called Background and Characters where I improvise a character based on an image that I find on the internet and throw on my green screen. I look at that image for a couple minutes, think about it, and then kind of free form do a character. And they're pretty silly and fun. And I'll mention that at the end of my promotional thing, which is on my YouTube. And I had a good time. This week's was 38. And usually I record the next Thursdays. I recorded the following Thursdays because next Thursday I'm going to be very busy. So I recorded 39 and 40 today, and that's a lot. I did 40 of them now. I mean, obviously I've only released 38, but I still did 40 of them, and that's a lot of a series. I'm pretty pleased that I was able to do so many of them. All right, let me finish this one step here, and then we will get into me talking about things, which is one of the vaguest things I've ever said in my life on stream. We'll start talking about things, things and stuff. Anyway, first and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber here, throw the Bear Cave emote, throw the Lego emote, throw the Scythe emote if you're a tier 2. The tier 2s don't generally watch live, which is bizarre but great. But yeah, if you're currently a subscriber, throw that Bear Cave emote in there and Lego emote. That's for subscribers. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Reminder, $5 a month, or if you have Amazon Prime, you link it to Twitch, you can use that Twitch coin. You do have to manually renew that, and if you ever renew your streams, make sure you do it while I'm live so that you can hit that notification thing, and then we can all find out that you resubbed, and then we can all say thank you on the stream. Because it rules. Like Not Grind Style did that earlier, and that's always great. It means so much to me for your support. Now, you might be saying, Pat, I don't want to subscribe on Twitch. I like Twitch. I have an account on Twitch, but I don't want to subscribe. Is there another service that I could become a subscriber to and give you a monthly amount of money? And that is Patreon. You could join my Patreon. You can join my Patreon for $1. You get posts about like my streaming schedule. There's a Q&A video that goes out monthly that only goes out to patrons. For $5, you get videos a day early. $10, you get to vote on stuff. I haven't done a vote in a while because I just haven't I made the choice to build this and didn't put a vote, but I will have votes up soon for my $10 patrons. Also, some of them don't vote anyway, so it's like, okay, but that is the thing I offer, so I need to do it. There's a $3 tier. Literally, no one belongs to my $3 tier. The $3 tier just, if anyone belonged to it, they would get to decide what I build or what I play on my bonus streams. Like once a month, it'd be up to that. I give them like an option, but no one backs me at $3, so that doesn't matter. If one person did, I would put the polls up. I also have an Amazon wish list. Now, all this is also on my YouTube archive, the show description on my YouTube. All my YouTube videos list that. I've got small little things like these cool Bandai Mech Collection things for Dragon Ball. I've got some cheaper Lego sets like this Batman Mr. Freeze Bat Cycle Battle, which looks cool. Some more ships. The Going Merry is now on sale, or as Amazon Prime. Some model kits and Lego sets. We've never done a Harry Potter thing. I found a very expensive Harry Potter thing that I'm going to move lower on my list because I didn't realize how expensive it was when I added the list. That shouldn't be in that area. That should be with more pricey stuff. I've got a bunch of things. If you buy it and it comes to me through Amazon, it'll jump the queue. I've got a model kit to build after this, but I won't. I'll wait and won't build that and instead build your thing. There's some expensive stuff on there if you're feeling generous, and it always means a lot to me when people pick things off my wish list. I'm just gonna really quickly check to see. I know there's a couple things that were apparently bought, but I haven't gotten yet. So hopefully I get those soon. But whatever. Thank you for everybody that supports me that way. Because it's expensive. Another version, you can go to USA Gundam Store if you're feeling up for that. If you're like, I don't want to buy you anything on Amazon. Hello, Say What Steve. Welcome. I'm currently doing my Pause for the Cause. It's a little break I take during the stream where I talk about ways people can support the channel if they're so inclined. And then we're going to get back to building and talking about anime. USA Gundam Store, you can buy a gift card there and then send me that code. My DMs are open. And then I'll buy a kit there. Also, I have a Coffee and Streamlabs and a PayPal Me. Those are direct donations and anything I make from Twitch, Patreon, those links I just posted there. Any money that I get goes into me buying kits and equipment. So my next payout from Patreon, I'll take that money. I'll buy some model kits or a model kit, depending on how that shakes out. I have my community Discord. You can join the Discord. It's nice. The Build With Our Community Discord is a pleasant place. People have been posting cool shit. Some new cool shit lately. And then, as I said, background and characters is the weekly improvised character thing that I do. And we'll get back to building in just a moment. Because I have said everything I need to do. I'm going to quickly drink some water here. All right. I got some scratch in my throat here. I think it's my allergies are kicking in. Anyway, hi. Welcome back to it. Let's build again. And I will now talk about the anime that I watched since Monday's stream. I watched 4 shows. First off, as we talked about Black Clover, this episode was it wasn't like flashbacks, but it was it wasn't a recap episode, but it was a flashback episode. There was very little modern action, and it was about Asta and Yuno growing up, and it was in sorts a recap of what's happened to them through the eyes of the orphanage that they grew up in, like getting letters about the tales they've gone on and the adventures they've been on, and how proud they are. And it was nice. Like, if you're going to do an episode where you take a pause in the action to talk about characters and how they got to be where they are, it was pleasant, and it was a good way to do it. And, like, I have a lot of sympathy for that show because the fight animation is so good. These last couple episodes, around 100, because now it's over 100 episodes. These last few episodes have been so strong, and the fights have been so, like, just beautiful and fast paced and just quality, high quality, that I'm totally fine with them doing a flashback thing and just seeing what's up and maybe saving $1 or two. Like, I'm totally okay with that. Because to me, it didn't feel like filler. It felt like filling in blanks and, like, just showing a little bit more of the world and the characters. Like, nobody believed that Asta was going to become a magic knight. Like, they were just like, we'll have to have a big potato party or when he comes back because, he's not going to do it. And then guess what? It's the plot of the show. He did it. So yeah, Black Clover was fine. Like I said, I think I would have liked a little more action because this week is so light with shows because so many shows are wrapped last week or wrapping up this week. Like the 2 shows I watch on Wednesdays generally, both are done. So I didn't watch either of them. I want to look at this. Let's see. All right, I think that's right. I still don't understand why people were so shitty for not being magical. I mean, Christian, like, the whole, like, I think it makes sense in the context of that kingdom covets magic. Like, they have a king and they have a wizard king. They have the best magician or best magic user. Like, they give that person their own title. And I think they're just so obsessed with magic that, like, there are people who don't have it. And the people that do are kind of like, well, even the ones that are like, a lot of people have been changed by Asta who were kind of nice, but still, like, they weren't mean about it, but they did think they were better than people that didn't have magical abilities, right? So I think they had to amp it up for the story, but it is like, it does make sense to me that this world that is so obsessed with people, like, being magical, that, like, Noelle is from a magical family, and royalty, and she can't control her powers. And part of it is that her mother died in childbirth, or shortly after childbirth. But, like, the fact that she's not good at magic, but should be, is, like, embarrassing to people. It felt like they were making fun of a disabled child. Christian, you're not wrong, and I kind of chuckled there, and I don't mean to chuckle there. I do think that it's overemphasized, but yes. There are pictures out there of the new MG Barbatos, and I have no idea how they managed to make that waist work. Ooh. I'll have to take an eye. I haven't seen those. I'll have to take a sneak peek, Lashbrook. Take a look at that. I don't know what's going to be at New York Comic Con. So, as I said, I'm working at Hammerstein Ballroom, but I'm going to get over to the show on Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to, so I don't know what'll be left. My hope is that a friend of mine will be there on Wednesday with his badge and will tell me what Bluefin has. So that maybe they can buy it and put it aside, and then I'll buy it from them. Because they probably won't put a social media post until the show's, like, about to go live, or maybe during the week next week they'll put something up. But I'm not sure exactly when they'll do it. So, because my schedule is, I gotta put. I don't have to be to the job till 11:30, but the show floor opens at 10, and I don't know when I'm getting my badge, and I don't know what my badge looks like. If my badge is just like a guest badge or a regular pass, I won't be able to, like, get on the show floor early. like at 10 or whatever. And I also certainly don't want to be late to work my first day because, like, hey, where were you? I was in line to buy model kits. Uh, so we'll see. But maybe I can get a break long enough to go and buy some stuff. But yeah, I don't want to be late the first day. So, but I'm going on Sunday because I don't have to work on Sunday because the Hammerstein is closed that day. So I'll stream that night, but during the day I'm going to go and see some stuff. But yeah, I can't be late my first day because I was at New York Comic Con. Oh, okay. So, Isekai Cheat Magician is done. Uh, the fact that it's my favorite of the 4 Isekai that came out this season is faint praise. It's mostly that I'm more disappointed in Ari Fuerta than I am psyched about Isekai Cheat Magician. There was some good to it. Uh, uh, there was the fights were all right in the last one. Some choices that were made, it was all right. It's fine. They had this whole little montage thing where like all the people he wants to protect, and they included the character that died, that was supposed to help spur him on. So I appreciate because they otherwise have not mentioned her. So I appreciate that they finally mentioned her. But they also, so this show introduced 2 characters that were like twins, and they didn't mention them ever again. These twin girls who had been like used by the evil people, and I'm like, what happened to those girls? Did I miss something? I don't know. Overall, like I said, look, I would not recommend Isekai Cheat Magician, but if you're like, I really want to watch an Isekai, 4 came out, which one do I watch? I would say that's the one to watch, because I think Demon Lord Retry has too many problems. I didn't finish. I stopped watching Do You Love Your Mother and her 2-hit multi-target attacks. And Ari Fuerta has just gotten worse and worse as the episodes go on, and I can't believe there's 13 episodes of that show. So Lashbrook included a link, and yeah, that waste seems like it's going to be annoying to build. That master grade looks great though. The fact that those aren't stickers, are they? And the fact that it's a master grade, but they're doing the full mechanics skeleton, down to the fact that there are stickers or gold pieces on it, just like you would put the gold stickers on there. That's why. Why would they? I don't know why they would do that, but that's awesome that they're doing the full skeleton, just like the full mechanics kits. That's awesome. I'm into that. I'm going to include a link in the show description, so people can look at that link later if you're watching on YouTube. It's down there underneath. Fairy Tail. I'm caught up on Fairy Tail. Remember how I was talking about that at the beginning of this season? Like, I'm going to keep up with it every week. And then I just stopped. Well, I kept up with it. I went back on it. I had like 4 episodes to watch and some time yesterday. So I watched 4 episodes of I watched 4 episodes of Fairy Tail and got caught up. Like I said, y'all aren't paying attention to that show. It's fine to tell you. I mean, they gotta beat the creator of Demon Slayer Magic, or Dragon Slayer Magic, who is so strong that he literally killed all of the dragons and became a dragon. If I remember right, I think they also building the inner frame so the arms can actually wield the giant mace. Lastbrook, that would make sense. But yeah, Astrologia, we found out something about Astrologia. So the whole idea, here's the thing. Here's Fairy Tail, right? Wizard guilds. They're popular. Lots of different kinds of magic, like people have weird magic. There's a lot of fire and ice magic and creation magic and light magic and the usual ones. There's some weird ones, like there's somebody that uses word magic. She like can translate anything, but she can also make words appear and use them as weapons. There are people that change into monsters. There's a lady that Christian. She has a huge sword, but she also has different swords and different weapons. Her magic is equip magic. So basically she's like a warrior that can equip different armor sets. So in like WoW, when you have like your bag with all your different armors for your different raids and stuff, she just naturally has that. That's like part of her deal, is that she just always has gear, uh, which I always thought is very funny. Yeah, one of the rarest magics, and in fact, there are only 7 or 8 people in the world that can do it. 9 if you count a character, but that I'm not going to get into, but whatever. 7 main people is Dragon Slayer magic. And Dragon Slayer magic is just what it sounds like. It is magic that is attempting to mimic the magic that dragons have in order to fight and defeat those dragons. Because you can only kill a dragon with dragon magic. There are a couple other ways, but that's the best way to do it. And so there's a lot of other things. There's a guy that has been resurrected over the course of all these seasons. Zareth, who originally was a member of the guild, the Fairy Tale Guild, but is evil, and a lot of stuff is happening. A lot of things are happening. But right now, they're fighting a guy that that basically wiped out almost all of the dragons, who became the Dragon King and got so much ability, dragon abilities from beating dragons, that he became a full dragon. So they're fighting them now. It's a whole thing. I will say one of the funniest things about it is one of the gimmicks, ongoing gag, because there are a lot of gags in Fairy Tail, a lot of goofiness, a lot of silliness in the show. One of the overall gags in the show is that dragon slayers and dragons don't like transportation. They get motion sickness in like boats and planes and cars and wagons. So that's how they're trapping this giant dragon who was once a man and is maybe still a man. They basically they made a giant boat out of ice and then knocked him into that boat, and so now he's like feeling sick because he's in the boat, because he is a dragon and a dragon slayer, and doesn't like boats or any vehicles. And I was like, that's pretty fun. All right, so we finished our car. I'm going to take a photo of this car, and then we're going to start breaking it down and getting ready to build a boat. But I got to take a photo first. Hello, Surfing Ninja. Welcome. We just finished one of 3 builds in this 3-in-1, the Lego Creator 3-in-1. So now I'm taking a photo of it. I wish this had a person to put behind the wheel, but whatever. But yeah, I'm going to take a photo of this car. And then then we will get back to building, or we start taking it apart. Leo just cheered 10. Thank you, Leo, for that. I appreciate it. All right, we got a photo of our car, because here's the thing that's going to happen right now, folks. I got to take this car apart. Now, I will properly null and kind of like, I'll do stuff like this, or you can see that there, where it'll be easy to find these 2 pieces because they are connected. But right now, I'm just going to null by color, and just put everything like colored wise together to make it easier for me to find them when the time comes. And I usually put odd colors that are only a couple of together. But yeah, we finished building this, and now we're done. And now we have to break it down. Leo says, I'm out. Thanks, Pat, for this. Thanks for the stream, Pat. Good night, everyone. Good night, Leo. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the bits, of course, and the conversation, as always. Appreciate it. But yeah, So this is the part where I'm just going to be taking all this apart and putting them in by color, sorting by color, so that when we build the boat, it's easier. The number of gunboat models I have has tripled since I was here last, says Surfer Ninja. All right, well that's a big increase, Surfer Ninja. Uh, we've built a wide variety of things from 1 to 3. That is triple. We've built a pretty wide variety of things lately. Um, go back to the archives. I really liked. Um, well, personally, I would say I was very invested in the One Piece boats that we did. The Thousand Sunny and the Polar Tang, which is the submarine, Law's submarine. Those were very fun builds. I really enjoyed working on that. Uh, as I said, the Going Merry is on. It has Amazon Prime shipping. If someone's interested in that, it's going to be a lot of stickers, but went from the RX 782, now the 79 GM, and a red Zaku. Hell yeah, you gotta do a Zaku. You gotta do the red Zaku. Char Zaku, gotta. Yeah, I would like to do that 782, the real grade. That is on my wish list, and that's something I would like to do at some point in the future. Um, okay. Oh, so the last anime I want to talk about, because we've been talking about shows I watched this week. Now I have accurate representation of Gundam. Indeed. Um, so GRANBELM, as I said, right, because I wasn't talking about it week to week, and I wasn't encouraging people to watch it. I feel obliged to not talk about the big spoiler in that show. Uh, Charge stepping on the gun. That's awesome. Uh, um, that's rad, Surfer Ninja. Yeah, so I don't want to talk about it. GRANBELM is 13 episodes. I think it starts off pretty weak and gets better. It is about magic battles that happen in mechs that are created via magic and only exist in like a fighting dimension. It is a fighting tournament to decide to find a mage worthy enough to be granted a wish by basically the entire like the manifestation of magic in that world. Uh, and so there are characters that have been training their whole lives for this tournament, and then there's also Mangetsu, just a pink-haired, cute girl who gets wrapped up in this shit and is your hashtag nice girl main character who's like doesn't have a lot going on but is like really nice and sweet, and she makes a friend and she really wants that friend's wish to come true, so she's going to help out, and it's about her and about other characters, and there's revenge and death and hatred and jealousy, and there's some lots of messed up shit, and it's good. It's surprisingly good. I said I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, meh, magic mechs, meh, I don't know. This girl seems a little too cheery. But it grew on me. So that's GRANBELM. I was happy to watch it. It's over now. I do not expect there to be more. Um, but I was happy with what I was given. I'm going to keep these wheels like this. Like, we're building a boat next, so I don't expect these pieces to be used until we beat the... Surfer Ninja, I'm talking about the anime GRANBELM. All capital letters, GRANBELM. It is a show that I did not watch week to week. I watched it in chunks. I like marathoned like 7 or 8 episodes, and then I watched the rest of it. And then today I watched the 13th episode, which just came out. I dropped one of these, but hopefully I'll find it. And there is an extra, so if I can't find it, we'll be able to build the other car, no problem. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the strongest show I saw this season. I don't think it will be like it. I don't know if it's any of my friends' like favorite shows or anything, but I did enjoy it, and I do think that like there aren't a lot of mech shows out there, and it's a pretty strong one, even if it's magic based. It's still a pretty strong mech show. So, yeah. So now right now we're just doing our knolling. But that is the shows. This is the lull, right? Next week, October 2nd, a bunch of new stuff starts, and then within the week after that, there will be a bunch of new things. I will try to keep up to date as much as I can with shows, but since I am working like at least one 12-hour day and a couple really long days near Comic Con, um, uh, like I'm gonna get behind on everything. But I will try to keep up. At the very least, I will be able to watch stuff. Um, for the other days. Surfer Ninja says there is one mech show. I haven't been able to find subs in English. What show? Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, basically everything is coming out on the 2nd, which is Wednesday. So I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Well, Monday I can talk about One Piece, and I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe oh, and Ari Fuerto will wrap up on Monday. So I'll have two things. And maybe Fruits Basket, because I don't know if I'll watch Fruits Basket this week. God Sigma. God Sigma. I don't know if I know that one. I'm looking it up while I continue to know. Oh. That is that's a real Space Emperor God Sigma. Is a mech anime series that aired from 1981 to 1980 1981. I mean, I know that this is like it's like it's Toei like I mean, this looks like a Voltron. This looks like a Voltron to me. Trying to see here. The series was telecast in Italy, called on March 16, 2011. Pony Canyon released a complete DVD box set, which only had a limited production run. This is the first and only digital version of the show. So Pony Canyon put out a DVD box set, but that's a Japanese company, so I don't know if they put it out in English. But yeah, same group that did Voltron. I mean, like I said, this looks like a Voltron show. I mean, yeah. There's some figures out there. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this. I mean, it ran 50 episodes. They did 50 episodes in a year. That's pretty good. Uh, yeah, wow. Wow. Yeah, this looks pretty neat. Uh, IMDb has the cast listed. And that's it. Yeah, to me it makes sense that you haven't been able to find a thing for that came out in 1980. Can only find the first episode subbed. Yeah. I mean, I bet that someone was fan subbing the VHS releases at the time, maybe. Because this is pre-Laserdisc, so maybe somebody was doing the work. But that feels like a show that was like just not like too just it wasn't anyone's pet project, and I bet it's 50 episodes. The episode was posted about 2 years ago. Yeah, that feels like a hey, I've always wanted this to be subtitled. Um, like I said, like there's one DVD release of it, and it was a limited run, so you can't always find the stuff. Like people say, like, oh, it's the internet, everything's there, and that's true for a lot of things, but not everything. because especially fan subs, like, I mean, there's so much anime, right, that like just doesn't exist. Like, no one fan subbed it, and no one re-released it. It's just on VHS tapes or laser discs, maybe if you're lucky, and it's just out there doing its thing. Wait, I got the site up. 3/4/2009, literally this year. Yeah. Now that could be that somebody like found it and digitized it, or it could be a new project that someone was just like, "Hey, what if we did this?" Or yeah, it could be a one-off. I don't know. But yeah, that is a show I have never heard of. But when I looked at the photo on Wikipedia, I was like, "That's okay. That's just all right." Well, that very much just looks like Voltron. All right, and then I do know that Voltron is a few series stitched together. Uh, so, well, I'm glad, Surfer Ninja, that you're finding some things. Uh, that is Macross. Yes, Macross is also Christian. Macross is also a thing. No, because like you know, in Voltron there are the Voltron that are robot based and the Voltron that are animal based. That's two different series. One of them is Voltron, and then they made another series like the other season of Voltron. I might be getting some of that wrong, but I'm 90% sure that that's right. That it was like two series together. Macross is like three series combined. But yeah, Go Lion and Darger XV. Yes, Go Lion I remember being like a yeah, and so it's like kind of like stitched together because it was similar. Breaking these down. It always feels a little bad breaking down a Lego set like this that we just finished putting together, but we gotta. Um, yeah, Macross is like such a mess because there's like at least, and there was like a Macross figure that got licensed and is like was being used as like uh, a Transformers because some of the Transformers were other series combined together and like reissues of certain figures, which is why some names couldn't be used, and the whole toy thing. Like, there's a lot of that in that era, that 80s era of shows, which is tough to kind of navigate sometimes. There's a lot. Uh, Robotech is like, oh boy. Okay, so dirty. So let's see if I can describe this. Uh, so it is Super Dimensional Force Macross, and then Southern Cross, and then Climber. But basically, Robotech is the U.S. name for Macross. Macross exists, and then in the U.S. they sell it as Robotech, but it's like it's like different anime. And then there are movies, and there are a lot of movies, and it's just, and then there are reissues and re-releases and relaunches, and it's just they are. So basically, like I said, Macross exists as a show, and then when they were licensing it, some of it might have been because they were heavily editing the show, so they needed more footage to get like certain syndication numbers, so they combined them because they had to heavily edit the show. So I believe that has something to do with why it's a combination of a bunch of different series. But yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot about that. I remember renting both on VHS from Cox Video down the street where I lived. And then eventually there is like a U.S. subtitle release of Macross that is like the original intent of it. I know that those came out. But yeah, Robotech is this weird thing. The thing I want to hear that no one really has seen. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm gonna look up what the lost dub of Dragon Ball. Uh, there's a mysterious dub that existed before uh before the one that came out in the U.S. That launched things. There is this like completely lost to time um, version that happened with like they changed the characters' names. There's like it's this whole thing, and I'm looking it up. Yes, Harmony Gold licensed it in the late '80s. They renamed Goku was named Zero. This dub consists of 5 episodes and 1 movie, which is movies 1 and 3 edited together, and it test marketed very poorly. And it's called The Lost Dub. And then in '95, Funimation did the first Funimation dub. So Harmony Gold USA is this like, I believe they had something to do with Robotech, I think. Yes, they did Robotech. So their whole thing was, let's get anime for cheap and then try to make it marketable in the U.S. Like, that was their whole thing. And then they went out of business. But yes, Robotech was their big, notable project. Complete nonsense. Yeah, they ran into a lot of issues. But yeah, that's Harmony. It was Dragon Ball, Christian. So it was like, yes, Crunchyroll did a video on that on stuff and mentioned it. So their whole like they said, their whole thing was that they got the license really early, and their thing was to make it, Americanize it. And apparently, like, yeah, so they did some episodes, and apparently people have heard it, but like no one was keeping it, the audio of it, and it's kind of lost to time, which is a bummer, because it sounds like nonsense, but it sounds like fun nonsense. Like, I dropped a piece of Lego. Can I get it? I don't need it right now, but I can get it with my toes. Got it. Dropped it. Angrily shaky fist at Harmony Gold. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you found a video of it, or at least a clip of it, Surfing Ninja. Yeah, I mean, like, there's Crunchyroll has been doing some really interesting videos. Tim has been doing some really cool stuff. It's the Italian dub. I'm sorry, Surfing Ninja. Yeah, I did like the anime. Shout out to Tim, right? I did like the old stuff that they stopped doing because they kind of refocused some of their social media people to more behind the scenes roles, which is a bummer. But they were when they were focusing on like doing like anime explainers and anime academy stuff. I thought the Crunchyroll stuff. I think all that stuff is really good. I'm really enjoying Tim's stuff on like the secret. I liked their watch-alongs. That got me to start watching Dragon Maid because they were like, "Hey, we're watching Dragon Maid now," and I was like, "Oh shit, I should check that out." But yeah, I missed their watch-alongs. I thought they were great. But they did a video on Yu-Gi-Oh and the quote-unquote lost season 0, the first season of the manga that is very different, the pre-Duel Monsters Yu-Gi stuff that didn't come out here. Uh, that stuff was wild. Uh, and yeah, and then they did a thing on Dragon Ball. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 is totally worth tracking down. It is so bizarre. Uh, I even miss Mito and Victoria talking shit. Yeah, I like seeing Victoria in things and doing stuff. Victoria's all right, top tier. Uh, Hopefully, I will see at Anime NYC. I believe we will run into each other. I will be working. I don't think she'll be working in a booth or anything, but I'll be working. I think she'll be doing panels. I'll be working in the Crunchyroll booth at Anime NYC, specifically the Crunchyroll Games booth. I will be working at, which I'm very excited about. Even though I don't play any of the Crunchyroll games, I will do investigations about them and learn more about them because they're mobile games, and I don't really play that many mobile games, if any mobile games. I mostly just play Pokemon Go. But yeah, I don't play the Summoner game, which is their big one. Uh, I kind of love the card game. Wasn't even the focus of the series. No, the original Yu-Gi-Oh was just about games and games of like, and it was like much more adult, like a heavy leaned audience, and it was much more about punishment games and righting wrongs, and the transformations didn't have anything to do with Egypt. And then they introduced Kaiba and they introduced duel monsters, and people were like, "Hey, what's up with the murder?" Yes, and because the Shadow Realm is just murder, the Shadow Realm is just psychic murder. But they were like, people were like, "Hey, that card game seems cool," and other people were like, "Hey, we could make a lot of money with this card game thing. What if we made a lot of money with this card game?" Yeah, well, the Shadow Realm is death. Yugi lit a dude on fire. That dude burned to death. That dude burned to death, and nobody gave a shit. Jonosuke did not even flinch when that dude got set on fire. Right? Uh, Also, his name is Jonosuke, and then they called him Joey in the dub. We've talked about this before, about like a lot of people talk a lot of mess about the fact that Joey has a Brooklyn accent. But I appreciate that over because it's generally when people have when you hear someone with a U.S. Southern accent, uh, if you hear somebody with a in a dub with with different accents, like a Southern accent, a Boston accent, a New York accent, that's generally an attempt to uh, showcase the fact that they are from a region in Japan where that people consider to be dumb or make fun of. Uh, when uh, when the inevitable dub of Laid Back Camp comes out, there will when they do the old grandma voice, the old lady grandma voice, they most likely will do her with a southern accent because she's supposed to be from like a country bumpkin. Uh I forgot about the second dude who gets set on fire, who I think you're referring to. Yeah, more than one dude gets set on fire, Lashbrook. Solve says the Japanese version of 5DS is much more serious. Yeah, I think they added sound effects to the English dub of that. Just like wacky sound effects to make it more palatable. I'm pretty sure they did that. Uh, but yeah, look, I'm much more okay with Joey being from Brooklyn to show that he is like a street tough rather than them just naming a character Tristan. Just calling him Tristan. Because they didn't know what else to do with that character's Japanese name. Which I forget, and I'm looking up. Tristan Taylor. Oh, Hitori. Hitori Honda. They didn't want to call him Hitori. So they called him Tristan, which is rough. Uh, I also liked Tristan's jacket. He had a long brown coat. It was pretty cool. Uh, I forgot about the. Oh, I'm just sorry. Now I'm just caught up in the trope of Tristan carrying people, like giving people piggyback rides, basically. He spent a lot of time picking people up, and of course, Tia instead of Anzu. Anzu. I understand changing. Look, I get it. Honda and Anzu. You're not. These are not names that you're gonna go with, but whatever. It's still rude. I don't know how much I'm just finding a bunch of old mecha anime in Italian. Uh, if I remember correctly, Italy was really into anime. They were one of the first European countries that dubbed anime. I don't know why, but they were super into it. I think they got Astro Boy really early and were just like, fuck yeah, this is our thing. The opening theme for the English and Japanese versions. Oh, for 5D. Yeah, 5DS, like that opening, like yeah, it's definitely a for kids like attempt to like really go for it and really just be like, please watch this, kids. They loved Goldrake. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, we're gonna start building a boat. We're gonna build a Lego boat here in the last couple minutes of the stream before we wrap up for the evening, and I go buy 2 slices of pizza because I want to buy 2 slices of pizza. My local pizza place, which I love dearly, they did a thing, and I don't love it. They started making their pepperoni wheels smaller. Now, pepperoni wheels are already small because instead of a roll, it's just a wheel. But they were priced pretty reasonably and like full of cheese and bready goodness and pepperoni. And then you just rip it apart and and get marinara sauce if you want, or ranch dressing if you're nasty, and I'm sometimes nasty. Uh, but they made them smaller, and they're not charging less. They just somebody got the idea that they can just make the smaller for the same price, and I'm not falling for it. Used to be able to be more filling than a slice of pizza and 25 cents less. Not anymore. I'll still probably get one, but I'm not happy about it. That ain't right. Yeah. Speaking of anime, I just found out that Officer Jenny, the U.S. is in Borderlands 3. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Christian also got pizza too. That's great. I'm happy for you, Christian. Um, yeah, I don't want anything to do with Borderlands. I have 2 friends who are voices in Borderlands. I'm happy for them to be voice actors in an anime or a video game, I should say. Uh, I'm happy for them. I have a friend who is somebody I really appreciate. Um, is in uh, Borderlands. ProZD is in Borderlands, and Sungwon fucking rules. And I'm psyched that he's in a big video game. But I don't really want to play Borderlands. Also, there's so many games out right now that are great that I'm not going to waste my time on something that I'm not going to be into. I liked the first Borderlands. I stopped playing and never finished the second Borderlands. Never played the pre-sequel. Uh, Watched a friend play some of the Tales of Borderlands and enjoyed what I watched of that. But I just have no desire to play the third one. I guess if I had like some friends who were really into it and we wanted to play co-op and we were looking for a co-op game, maybe we would do that. But I don't know. Anime Vampire Souls come out soon. I think as well as Code V. Okay. Uh Got the version of God Sim OP from Super Robot Wars. Okay. That game looks like more Borderlands, and I got tired of Borderlands at the end of 2. Yeah, Christian, if it's just more Borderlands and you're like, fuck yeah, more Borderlands, then great. But if you're like, oh no, more Borderlands, then no, that's not gonna work. Uh, and I'm not interested in more Borderlands. So, and I have friends who like Kate Stark. Kate Stark, one of the first, if no, the very first game she ever streamed on her own, uh, was Borderlands. That franchise means a lot to her, so I'm happy for her, and I want to. I hope she's having fun playing it, but it's just not a thing that I have any interest in checking out. Destiny 2 is your shooter? Yeah, I mean, there you go. Yeah, Code Vein, Lastbrook, I and Dirty mention, and I don't know if I know that game, so I'm gonna quickly put it in the old Google, search it up, and see if I can find out stuff about this Code Vein game. You can pre-order Bandai, the chillest Dark Souls clone. Oh, okay, all right. It is it is a Dark Souls ish kind of thing. All right. Anime Souls is what GameSpot says. Okay. I hope y'all have fun with that shit. That ain't for me. I hope you like it. I'll lick the lights from Bandai Namco. Yeah. I look forward to hearing people I respect a lot have fun with it and talk about it. But that's not on my agenda. I've got Hearthstone and I've got Goose Game and I've got a Fallout 4 playthrough that I've been doing where I've just been. There's a new mod in Fallout 4 that lets you pet dogs. There's one animation. The animation, the first time you meet dog meat, you can pet dog meat. And they basically took that animation and now made it, as long as the dog isn't hostile, if they're neutral to you or friendly, you can pet dogs now in Fallout 4 with this mod. And I've been going around petting dogs, and it's been great. Got some guard dogs, and I'm just petting them, saying hey. It's pretty good. I want to play that Goose Game. Heck yeah, Christian. The Goose Game is good. It's a good Goose Game. I really enjoy it. Piano stuff is great, and occasional honk, indeed, Ultron. Sometimes it's very stressful. Sometimes the game gets stressful, and I get those Hitman tingles. But it's still really good. There's some new Hitman 2 stuff that I haven't played at all. There's some new challenges in Hitman, and like a new little mini place, and I gotta go check that out. Today dropped off the new Magic set and Gogeta. Oh, okay. The demo for Code Vein was good, and I spent an hour messing around with the character creator. Only realized I was making Sephiroth. Somebody I know made Chie apparently, and I was like, that's good. That makes me happy. But Sephiroth, very funny. Oh yeah, new Magic. Yep. And then Gogeta and Dragon Ball. Okay, cool. Heck yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap things up. Good games everywhere. Yeah. Never been a better time. I'm gonna do one last thing. We're gonna, as I wrap up, I'll do this last step here. So, as I said, streaming schedule. My next stream is this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, not the usual 9 p.m. So I'm doing it 3 hours early. It'll still be a full 2 hours, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I picked up a work shift, and the theater that I work at is going dark for half of October. So the prospect of working, it was short last minute, but I was like, yes, I will work on Saturday, and I will enjoy teching on Saturday. So I'm doing that. But I'll still stream. It'll just be at 6 p.m. And then next week's schedule, I'll still stream on Monday, but then I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday instead of Thursday, and then Sunday instead of Saturday. Ugh. All right, have a great night, everybody. Surfing Ninja, thanks for copping in. I hope you find what you're looking for. Yes, we got some dark. Yeah, we talked a little dark Yugi. But it was good talking to you all. And I'll see you next time, which is gonna be on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night. Goodbye. Goodbye.